The Warrior Cats fandom has a lot of ships. Half the fandom seems to revolve around them. On this day of all days, I decided to feature for a few of them that I find particularly interesting. Happy Valentine's for everyone who celebrates it. I know I'm going to be eating chocolates tonight alone. Before we get started, if you are new to this channel, please think about subscribing. I regularly post both Wings of Fire and Warrior Cats content, so you'll never be bored. And to my current subscribers, thank you so much for supporting me. I couldn't get here without you. And without further ado, let's move on to the video. My first ship is a relatively untalked about canon one from one of the super editions before the first arc. This ship is Crooked Star and Willow Breeze. I love tragedy a lot, as you will come to know, and this ship is the epitome of it. While the two are happy for a while, their relationship has a lot of points of tension, mainly caused by Mapleshade. As a kid, Crooked Jaw made a vow to become the best leader he can be, and Mapleshade has some interesting ideas on how to hold him to that. One way she tries to make good on the promise is to get Willow Breeze captured by Two Legs. Willow Breeze is called a distraction to Crooked Jaw, so she decides to remove her. Fortunately, Crooked Jaw is able to rescue his mate. However, Willow Breeze becomes sick soon after giving birth. I do not believe this is due to Mapleshade's meddling, but all the same, just incredibly unlucky. So do two of her kits, leaving just one kit behind, Silver Kit. Crooked Star tries his best to raise his sole daughter, however she falls in love with a ThunderClan cat, leading to her death in childbirth trying to get to him. Crooked Star stuffs her daughter's husband into the clan, along with his grandchildren, however the ThunderClan cat soon leaves to join his original clan. Only one of his grandchildren survives the coming arc, and the other one ends up leaving the clans in entirety, ending his and Willow Breeze's bloodline within the clans. My second ship you have more likely heard of, or ship it yourself. It's Cloudtail and Brightheart. Not only is their ship name adorable, Bright Cloud or Cloudheart, they are also just amazing together. Cloudtail and Brightheart are both rebels on their own rights. Cloudtail took food from Two Legs, while Brightheart went off on her own as an apprentice. However, both of them fit together and helped each other settle down. Cloudtail also kept Brightheart afloat during the darkest of times when she got attacked by dogs. He kept her spirits up and visited her. When she recovered enough, he helped her adapt to fighting and doing warrior's duties with only one eye. Cloudtail's dedication to his mate means a lot in the series, and the two will get together and are still together for almost, how many arcs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 I believe. Which just shows how strong their love is, and together I believe they've had one kit. However, they have a lot of grandkids within the clans. Some of them in Shadow Clan and some of them in Thunder Clan. Their bloodline is not going to die out anytime soon, as shown by the books. I don't ship them as a ship per se, but I ship them more as an attraction where I think their dynamic is interesting. This is Dark Tiger. This ship is definitely one-sided with Darkstripe chasing Tiger Star. In a way, Tiger Star is what he wants to be, a strong cat who others admire. However, he perceives himself as a loser who will never change, so instead he sims after Tiger Star instead of self-improvement. Tiger Star on his part doesn't really care for Darkstripe's affection, even finding it a bit annoying to say the least. But at least with the Dark Tabby's affection for him means he will always have at least one follower no matter where he goes. I feel like one AMV that really portrays what I'm thinking well is Andy Your Star. I'm not sure if that one's still up. I think I heard a while back that it got taken down. If I'm wrong in this, please correct me in the comments. However, it's just really good. Artistic wise, the music's amazing. All the animation is timed to music beats, and I highly recommend watching it if you want to know what I'm thinking their dynamic is. This next ship is between two morally great cats, and that's why I love it so much. Much of the romance in Warrior Cats is between two heroes, or between one good cat and one evil cat, but between two villains is something interesting. This ship is Rain X Needletail. Yes, I do count them as villains as they help the Shadow Clan and they follow Darktail. Both of them, for their part, actually realized their mistakes and tried to make up to them. Rain challenged Darktail's authority, resulting in his eye being torn out, and realizing he was a tiny bit too light, he tried to kill Darktail through suffocation and his sleep, however somehow managed to fail that, and this time perished. Needletail was described as being devastated. While the two were never called mates in a book, I feel like it was implied to the same level as Jake and Tallstar. I feel like having a stable relationship within the chaos of the kin would be an interesting thing to look at, and seeing cats deal with grief over made in the series when it's a she-cat, such as Sarkpelt, has always been more of a depression sort of thing. Both Needletail can be seen more so as revenge, like male cats normally get when their mates pass away. I absolutely wouldn't ship this one if they were both alive, as it wouldn't be nearly as fun. Rootspring and Bristlefrost. I have to admit, I hate this one so much during the start of the arc. It felt like it came out of nowhere on Bristlefrost's end. Rootspring was constantly thinking about the pretty she-cat who saved his life, but Bristlefrost seemed to regard him more as an annoyance up until she said she loved him. I was actually anticipating that Bristlefrost was lying and that she was just doing this to get closer to the rebels and betray them to Ashfur. However, that did not happen. In A Light in the Mist, their relationship actually started to make sense as they put each other before their own safety. And then Bristlefrost threw in the ultimate sacrifice in order to defeat Ashfur. Her dying was just iconic. She felt nothing, only warmth, only love. Just mwah, Shakespeare. What's also so great is that Rootspring was able to see her last memory, the future they could have had with kids between them. We've had a long streak of forbidden romances going right for the most part, so I was glad to see one not work out for the first time since Greystripe and Silverstream. If Bristlefrost hadn't died in that manner, one that just ended in love, this ship would not stand out from the rest enough to make it onto this list. This ship is one of 2 canon gay ships, which narrows down what I'm talking about a substantial amount. Yep, it is Ravenpaw x Barley. The two have a very loving relationship throughout all the books. They help each other cope with respective traumas. Barley takes in Ravenpaw after Tiger Claw drives him out of the clan, and after Return of Bloodclan, Ravenpaw helps Barley during the battle. Their relationship does have some rough patches, such as when Barley's brothers visited the farm and Ravenpaw told Barley they were bad but was ignored. However, Barley realized the flaws in his ways and eventually stood up for his mate and kicked out his brothers. The two leave the farm where they've spent most of their lives together to bring Barley's niece and nephew to SkyClan. The last time we saw Barley, which was after Ravenpaw's passing, he was looking forward to meeting him again and explained it all in an honestly tear-jerking passage. If you haven't read Greystripe's Vow, I recommend reading it solely for that. And also Warrior Clan. It's rare in warriors for a couple to grow old together, and the fact that a gay ship as 2 cats grow old together makes it really special. Since there is a small number of older gay couples in media in general, it just cherry on the cake. I love these two. They deserve each other. This one is another one that I don't ship per se as romantic, but I ship them as exes. I didn't come up with this one, but I've fallen in love with it. This has to be Firestar x One Whisker. The two are friends within the first arc, their friendship starting when Fireheart was sent to retrieve Wind Clan after the defeat of Shadow Clan. However, after One Whisker becomes leader, the two become distant, and One Star even became hostile towards Firestar, in order to prove he wasn't a peaceful leader like others feared. Perhaps in StarClan there's still an awkward tension between them, as throughout the years, Firestar wondered what he'd ever done to warrant poor treatment from someone he used to be so close to. One Star stays away out of embarrassment. This next one is fairly common. There's a few maps around the subject actually. This ship is Ashfrost or Hawkfur. Actually, let's just go with Ashfrost as it sounds 10 times cooler than Hawkfur. Both of these cats are villains who have worked on their diabolical plans together, that being the killing of Firestar when their goals intersected. However, I feel like the two would have been a great ship. Instead of having an obsession with squirrel flight, Ashfur obsesses over Firestar in this AU, a cat who saved the clan from its downward spiral during Bluestar's reign, and helps him get revenge for his mother. He does have a brief romantic stint with Squirrel Flight because of that, however that's not what leads him into being a villain. After Brambleclaw is chosen as deputy, Ashfur is crushed and feels betrayed, so he set up a plan with Hawkfrost to kill Firestar. Over the journey, the two had become pretty close until they felt comfortable confiding in each other and even becoming romantically involved during that time. Hawkfrost dies in the attempt to kill Firestar, however, Ashfur lives on, though he trains with Hawkfrost in the Dark Forest. Whatever affection he had for Firestar is long gone now, and now he wants to harm him through whatever means he can, including targeting his kits and his grandkids. This ship is a tiny bit weird as it's kind of a rebuttal to another ship, as in it happens after that ship ends. The Stardust ship is with Frecklewish and Mapleshade who are raising their kids together. However, after the events of Mapleshade's vengeance, their ship breaks up and this new ship happens. Frecklewish survives the poison but is blind, and she meets Reedshine at a gathering. The two bond over their shared trauma and loss of a male figure who they loved. Reedshine moves into ThunderClan territory after her kids become warriors, and the two become romantically, and the two start being together. I understand that this ship is a tiny bit weird, but it's cute, so shh, go with it. For my last and final ship, I knew I couldn't go with something average that everyone and their mother has heard already. I had to choose another ship that only I shipped and I've never heard before I came up with it. That left me with only one choice, Grey Thrush, the ship between Greypool and Thrushpelt. Both of these cats are very similar, they have an attraction to another cat and kid for them, taking responsibility for her kits. They also happen to take care of the same kits, that being Stonekit, Mistykit, and Mosskit, though Mosskit died by the time Greypool got the other two kits. This shared interest between them could lead to some interesting plot lines. In my Grey Thrush AU, Thrushpelt realizes that the two kids across the river who he's seen fishing and with their mentors are Mistykit and Stonekit, just grown up. It's pretty obvious, and I'm surprised no one found out about this in the main timeline, as their names were not changed at all and they look incredibly similar. He meets with their mother, Greypool, about them, and slowly they become closer. Those are all my ships. What are your favorite ships in this list or outside this list? I couldn't include them all here. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. I make Wings of Fire and Warrior Cats videos pretty often, and your support would mean a lot to me. And to those who are already subscribed, thank you for your continued support. I wouldn't have gotten here without y'all. Peace, Roken out.